Tonight, federal government buckles up to devolve forces against the of Nigeria. President Jonathan receives Africa's highest honor. Plus, Institute of Public Diplomacy and Management confers Executive Fellowship Award on Deputy Governor Valerie Ibe. This and lots more in our package tonight. Good evening and welcome to KBC 45 News. I am Miriam Eputu. President Goodluck Jonathan says his administration is committed to addressing all areas thwarting the steady and sustained economic progress of the country. President Jonathan stated this at Government House, Uyo, while addressing trustees of the Millennium Economic Foundation, organizers of the Lifetime Africa Achievement Prize. Adam Asani has more.
Represented by Vice President Namadi Sambo, President Jonathan cited the privatization of the power sector. Produced additional 20,000 megawatts of electricity between 2018 and 2019. Congestion through deep sea an efficient transport system among policies to ensure enabling environment for industrial growth. On food sufficiency, Jonathan said in the last 3 to 4 years, the federal government has revolutionized agricultural and announced a $2 million reduction in the cost of food imports into the country. The spoke of plans to put 1.5 million metric tons of rice locally, while that financial support has been approved for the development of 20 new rice mills. Mr. President, the country has contained the Ebola virus disease in addition to establishing 12 new universities within the last 3 years, each fully functional with specific areas of specialization to address the development needs of the country. He thanked the Millennium Excellence Foundation for bringing the Lifetime Africa Achievement Awards to Nigeria when the country is gearing up for its centenary celebrations, and thanked them for finding him fit for honor.
Nigeria centerpiece policy is Africa. Will continue to ensure Africa is center for good priority in our foreign policy.
Governor Godswill Akpabio for choosing Uyo as the host city for the awards. Chief Akpabio, who recalled the support extended to black South Africans during the apartheid era, now that Africa can no longer wait for assistance and handouts from outside the continent. He stressed the need for African countries to strengthen economic ties and be their brother's keeper.
That spirit that the Millennium Foundation is gathered in Akwa said to honor Mr. President for various things that people have done together, and then also to recognize other laureates who have made very serious contributions towards the growth of Africa. Very accomplished people in their own rights. And I'm here just to take advantage of their presence to create a language of understanding so that after this function, they will come back to reinvest their money in acquiring.
President Goodluck Jonathan has been presented with Africa's higher honor, the Lifetime Africa Achievement Prize for Leadership, National Cohesion and Stability. Vice President Namadi Sambo received the prize awarded by the Millennium Excellence Foundation at a ceremony held at the Le Méridien Ibom Hotels and Cave Resort, with Governor Godswill Akpabio in attendance as patron of the foundation. Adam Asani again has more.
Receiving the prize, Goodluck Jonathan, who was represented by Vice President Namadi Sambo, said African countries are now in an era where the gains of independence should translate to economic and social benefits for the masses. He reasoned that national boundaries should not limit the capacity to work for peace and development, stressing that African norms should be an identity for the defense of continental interests and of peace, equity, fairness, and justice. Jonathan dedicated the award to all Nigerians for the unity steadily building in the country.
The leading light of the struggle for the independence of Africa, including Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Mrs. Jomo Kenyatta, Albert Muzzolini, and others were great advocates of the Pan-Africanism and African cohesion, a worthy ideology that I share. It is the same ideology that informs why Africa has continued to be the centerpiece of Nigeria's foreign policy.
Others honored at the event include of African Development Bank, Mr. Donald Kaburuka, who backed a national leadership while the prize for democratic governance and development was bestowed on J. Naidu, Chair, Geneva-based for Council of Global Alliance for Improvement in Nutrition. Nigerian-born economist and banker Tolu was honored for sustainable development, while the business mogul Mr. Folorunso Alakija went home with a Action for Africa alongside Chief Executive of London-based International Financial Service Group Tijani Tiam. Also at the events, former Malian Sheikh Modibo Diarra received the scientific research, while United Nations Commissioner for Human Rights Navane Tam Humanitarianism and Equity. The media development in Africa went to Amodu Mataba of Africa, while that of entrepreneurial excellence in Africa was presented to the managing director of Barra Group, Ashish Taka. Other awardees included founder of Zenith Bank, Jim Ovia, and Kenya business magnate Manilal Chandaria. In Ivorian international Didier Drogba and Ethiopian-born marathon champion Haile Gebrselassie last year were honored as Black Stars of Africa. The Ghanaian Osei Tutu Santa Hene carted home the national leadership and governance in Africa. Callistus Juma went home with the agricultural development and food quality. The organizers said the event in Uyo was in recognition of Governor Kwabio's monumental achievements. The guests were treated to common praises by artists and troops at the event.
The Deputy Governor, Lady Valerie Bay, has been conferred with the Executive Fellowship Award by the Institute of Public Diplomacy and Management, PDM. Lady Bay, who was decorated with the honor at the training and induction ceremony of the Institute held at the Civil Service Auditorium, Idonsunka Secretariat, Uyo. Colonel Edemefreti reports that Lady Ebe is the first person to be honored with the Executive Fellowship Award, which is for now the highest rank of the Institute's honor.
On behalf of the Institute of Public Diplomacy and Management, I hereby present this Executive Fellow Award of the Institute in recognition of their outstanding career achievement, exemplary leadership quality, and immense contribution to the growth of the Institute. Congratulations once more.
In addition to the Executive Fellowship Award, Lady Ebe also bagged the Service Excellence Award for her selfless service to the people of the state from the Institute. Lady Ebe, who said she considered the award significant coming from an institute reputed for public confidence and forthrightness, expressed appreciation to God for the grace to serve, noting that her service to the state and humanity have been noticed and have qualified her for the award. The Deputy Governor dedicated the honor to Governor Godswill Akpabio, whom she described as a rare leader for having given her the opportunity to serve as a Deputy Governor, to his wife Ekaite for believing in her, and to Akwa women for their support. She praised the leadership of the Institute of Public Diplomacy and Management for the honor and expressed the hope that their training and services would be beneficial to the state.
When we set out to serve, we do not do it to please anybody or receive accolades, praises, and recommendations. We were driven by the passion to touch lives and better the lot of many in our society system. We were inflicted by the plight, burdens, and agonies of our people. It is gratifying that a candid commitment has received the acclamation and recognition of this institute. It will further inspire us to do more for the good of our people.
The president of the institute, Dr. Cliff Ogbede, said the body was in Uyo to fulfill its constitutional demand to add value to its members by training and retraining them, adding that the theme for the event was building strong diplomacy for training, transformation, and quality governance. Dr. Ogbede said the institute decided to honor Lady Ebere with the highest honor, the first to be awarded to anybody, for her long list of achievements and admirable record of service to the public. He expressed the institute's admiration and acceptance of the state for its distinguished developmental pace.
Today's event or ceremony is monumental in the history of IPDM, as we are going to be awarding and inducting a woman of character with an assailable track record, profound sense of service, generosity of spirit and administrative efficiency, who has contributed immensely invaluable personal and professional contributions to the overall growth of Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria in general, receiving the first ever Executive Fellows with Service Excellence Award of the Institute.
The event, which was chaired by the Deputy Director, Litigation, State Education Board, Barrister Smart Eshed, also saw the Institute present awards to 16 personalities for outstanding services to the Institute and the public. Before awards, lectures on the psychology of influence and persuasion in the practice of diplomacy was presented by a University of Port Harcourt lecturer, Dr. SCF Nwobunewe, and another, The Strength and Relevance of Maintaining Diplomacy in Governance, by Dr. E.O. Frank of the Department of Political Science, University of Uyo. Colonel Adam Ifreti reporting.
The 30,000-seater capacity Akwa Ibom International Stadium is to host its first international match on 19th November 2014, where the nation's senior team, the Super Eagles, will take on South Africa in an AFCON qualifier. The president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Mr. Amaju Penick, who was in the state to inspect facilities at the stadium, announced this at a gala night the state government hosted for laureates and organizers of the Lifetime African Achievement Prize Awards and board members of the Nigeria Football Federation. Edem Asayi was there and filed this report, presented in our studios.
The Football Federation president said Nigerian Football Federation will partner with the state government to ensure that the stadium is well utilized. Mr. Pinnick spoke of plans to curb some of the Eagles' international friendlies outside and to host some in Akwa Ibom International Stadium, is the host of the United Kingdom, while mentioning that Akwa Ibom International Stadium is compared to the Allianz Arena in Munich and Soccer City in South Africa, described that the stadium is ready, majestic, timeless, and a priceless architectural edifice. It states rich area of ex-internationals and called on other states to upgrade.
It's trendier because it's smaller, but I think this is indeed a pride, not just to Nigeria but to West Africa.
The organizers of the Lifetime Achievement stressed to learn its own. Mr. Gbeyo showcased the success story that is unfolding in Akwa Ibom State. He cited strategic leadership tool that will roll out development in the continent.
Another reason why they set up the foundation was to add Africa's own values to what we regard as excellent. And that is why today, seated in front of you, are citizens of our continent from various countries who are people who have distinguished themselves in various fields.
Welcoming them stressed the need for greater unity in Africa. The governor said he is looking forward to economic integration adding that he has put in place infrastructure to encourage high net worth individuals to move in and invest in the state.
You take something back when you are doing that for private, not just the award. You take something back from here. The love of the people, the cooperation, the conviviality, the generosity of the spirit, and the welcoming heart, the hospitality of your private presence.
And Ekemini performed at the gala, while 99 members of the 999 choristers gave a speech at the 2014 Akwa Ibom State Government Christmas Night, December 20th, 2014. The NFF, accompanied by some board members, FIFA, football, and LIC facility at Akwa Ibom National Stadium. Governor Akpabio's success to name the state after Governor Godswill Akpabio.
The incoming governor on the 29th of April, 29th of May, in his inaugural speech, the only thing he can do for His Excellency is that this stadium should be changed to Godswill Akpabio Stadium, not Memorial.
The governor described the NFF to put good use to the nation's image.
When we come back, a commissioner for women affairs advocates greater peace and unity in the local government area. Do stay with us.
My challenge to the Akwa Ibom youth today is to rise up and protect the uncommon transformation. Rise up and protect the uncommon transformation. There must be sustainability. So for me as a governor, I'm charging Akwa Ibom children. The future belongs to you. Your fathers have done their bit. Rise up and protect your future. Bring a governor that will bring industrialization. Bring a governor that will bring progress. Bring a governor that will bring development. Not the one that goes on ethnic cleavage. Not the one that goes to bring tribalism. Not the one that gangs up with elders and wants to come through the window. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate our dear President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, for the endorsement given to him by the National Executive Committee of our party as the sole candidate in 2015 presidential election. I want to thank the people of Nigeria for recognizing that leadership comes from God, and God gives it to whom He pleases. So I stand with my dear President so that it will succeed for my children to have Nigeria tomorrow. I thank Nigeria for supporting Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
So good to have you back. The Commissioner for Women Affairs, Dr. Gloria Dede, has advocated prevalence of peace and unity in INI to enhance its development. She made the advocacy at the inauguration of INI Grassroots Leaders Forum Secretariat at Udorikpe, headquarters of INI. Patience John has more.
The Commissioner, who commended the initiative of the founders of the foundation, noted that with such ideas, in a local government will experience more development and progress. Dr. Edith also appreciated Governor Akpabio and wife Ekaite for being gender-friendly and called on women to support their husbands to enable them succeed in their endeavors. She later visited the foundation secretariat.
I commissioned the secretariat in the name of God the Father, and of God the Son, and of God the Holy Spirit. And also use this opportunity to appeal that we should love one another. We should be our brother's keeper.
The president of INI Grassroots Leaders Foundation, Prince Michael Ekanum, said the body has registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission, the Bureau of Political and Legislative Affairs, and the Bureau of Cooperative Development in the state. He noted the foundation is aimed at promoting the socio-economic and the political well-being of any people, as well as support indigenous students of the area to achieve their dreams, assist the less privileged among them. Prince Ekanam called on well-placed individuals from the area to support the foundation to enable it to achieve its goals.
The grassroots leaders of the nation have been recognized by the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which was already registered in 2009 by the Corporate Affairs Commission, Abuja, as the only apex body for grassroots leadership for the good people of the local government area.
The chairman on the occasion, Elder Peter Otu, and a leader in the area, Godwin Udodo, commended the vision of the foundation, especially working to assist the less privileged among them, but advised against being hijacked by selfish politicians. He reasoned that instead the group should be a platform to improve the economic, educational, and social well-being of any people.
Resolute, undaunted, unflinching, unflagging, and undeterred, even in the face of mounting opposition.
Other sons of Ini who identified with the foundation and promised support were the member representing Ini State constituency, Obong Polowo, the special assistant to the governor on youth mobilization, Mr. Emmanuel Ekpenyong, the paramount ruler of the area represented by the village head of Ikpe Konkon, Etidon Udofyong Ekpenyong, and Dr. Etido Mamukba. Of registration by relevant bodies were presented to the foundation. At the end of the event, 40 widows drawn from the 10 wards in the local government went home with wrappers from the group and 5,000 naira each from the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare. 10 undergraduates across the wards were given financial support as well as some physically challenged persons. Michael Asukwokman and Boniface Udofia were appreciated with a motorcycle each. Patience John reporting.
A non-governmental organization, the National Coalition for Social Change, is embarking on a thank you campaign tagged the G715 project. The project is aimed at coordinating Akwa Ibom State indigenes at home and in the diaspora. The coordinating officer, Mr. Joseph Oten, stated this at a press briefing at the Gospel Akwa Ibom Press Center Information Drive, Uyo. Florence Umoitok reports.
According to Mr. Joseph Oten, the activities will end in May 2015. 1 million Akwa Ibom sign an appreciation register to say thank you to the governor. A copy as a souvenir to him and another copy at the State Museum for Poverty. The coordinator, National Coalition for Social Change, expressed the hope that the campaign subsequent administration and leadership in the state to higher pensions and reinstate the ideals, culture and values of the Akwa Ibom. He explained that the activities of the G7 to 15 will be with students and youth, women and socio-cultural organizations and personal bodies. Other avenues of the awareness and mobilization campaign, according to Mr. Uten, are the online media and a reality TV show. The winner will be awarded a brand new vehicle to be presented in May 2015.
Other activities shall include carnival floats to different towns, cities and communities in Akwa Ibom State, as well as a music concert in Uyo, where renowned and reigning Nigerian musicians shall do live performances. In attendance also shall be some idols of the Nigerian movie industry. Why am I doing all of this? Let me take you back a little bit what we have been able to achieve in the last 4 years through my platform. In the last 4 years, it is on record that we brought in Buddha Ultimate State the season 1 and season 2. No negotiation from government.
The chairman of the Akwa Ibom State Council of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, Elder Albert, commended the group for striving to make a positive impact on the psyche of the people and the leadership of the state.
Anyone who has traveled widely
tend to appreciate the uncommon transformation in Akwa Ibom State. So I'm happy that today your organization is going further to appreciate the governor, to commend his example to incoming governors and other persons in different tiers of leadership.
Florence Moituk.
Governor Godswill Akpabio has acknowledged the contributions of his late Special Assistant on Special Duties, Obong Alex Udo, to the uncommon transformation of his administration. He stated this at the funeral of the Special Assistant held at the People's School grounds, Ibawa, in Abak local government area. Livingstone Daniel reports that the funeral was conducted by St. Anthony's Catholic Church, Ibawa. The story is presented in our studios.
Chief Akpabio said government's presence at the funeral underscores the esteem and regard the government has for the late Obong Alex Udo. Represented by the Commissioner for Lands and Town Planning, Obong Enokpan, Governor Akpabio emphasized that the history of the state would be incomplete without the contributions of Obong Alex Udo to Abak local government, the Catholic Church, and the state in general. He charged the children to emulate the good works of their late father.
Your father, during his early sojourn, lived a life of selfless service to God and humanity. As Special Assistant to Governor, late Alex Udo contributed meaningfully to the uncommon transformation of our states and left imprints that death cannot erase.
In his the Reverend Father Christian Usonguru said, man, while God is stressing that it is only God that knows the end of a man. The Catholic took his text from the book of Luke 19, emphasized that death is not a respect of peace. He admonished the faithful not to run after material or earthly titles, but should seek first the kingdom of God.
The big lesson here is that we should not wait till the last moment of our life to repent. Although the rich man is said to have remembered 5 of his brothers who have wanted Lazarus to be sent to preach to them, it was still too late.
The biography of the late Obong Alex Udo indicated that the deceased demonstrated an unusual eagerness to serve his people and always made a difference in many ways. He was a philanthropist, a father, a friend, and a to all those who came close to him. Is an effort. He attracted a lot of state and federal projects to his community, including Ibawa electricity and MDG solar water scheme. Udo was born November 29, 1950 to late Chief and Madam Akpan Edemeka Inyang. He had his primary education at Anang School Ibawa between 1959 and 1965 and St. School Ikon Mbioto and got a school living certificate in 1964. In 1965 he applied to Government Trade Center Enugu to learn line filter. In 1960 he got C and guide and GCE respectively. In 1989 he got admitted to read management at Yaba College of Technology and also many management courses. Udo had worked in several organizations within and outside the state and also held several positions in his community, local government and state, including the Special Assistant to the Governor on Special Duties. The he held 64. The Abasianam Alex everyone who contributed to the success of the funeral.
That's the package tonight, but just before we get another look at the top stories. The federal government of Nigeria has put machinery in place to devolve forces against the economic progress of the country. President Goodluck Jonathan, represented by Vice President Namadi Sambo, stated this at Government House Uyo while addressing trustees of the Millennium Economic Foundation. Also, President Jonathan has been presented with Africa's highest honor for leadership, national cohesion, and stability. The award was presented by the Millennium Excellence Foundation, Alomeridianibum Hotels and Golf Resorts to you. As a package tonight, we thank you so much for joining us. Have a pleasant night rest. Good night.